Hey guys, I'm Cookie Flavored. I built a mob farm in my base. This thing is pretty awesome. It's actually the first one I've really had working around here. This is 1.8 on the Vanillaville server, and this thing is underground. Now, ideally, you do not want to build a mob farm underground because there are spawns that can happen in other places. But I didn't really feel like building up in the air, so I just did it this way. And it works, and I will... Oh, little bug there. I will demonstrate, and part of the reason I'm making this is because when I was looking up info on how to build one of these things for 1.8, because apparently some things changed, I found a lot of relabeled videos of people's mob farms from like 1.64 and stuff like that, and that just got really redundant. It seems a little dishonest to be doing that. But yeah, go to look up something for 1.8 and find out they're not even in 1.8. So this thing has 3 levels. It does have a shaft that goes up to the surface, but that is not used. That was part of my trial and error. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and knock out the torches, block off the doors, and get this thing fired up. Now it does take about 15 to 20 minutes to actually ramp up to its full working capacity, and it will put out mobs consistently at about 1 every 3 seconds or so, which for what it is not that bad. It could be better because there are it is underground. There are caves and things around, so yeah, like I said, this is not the ideal situation for building one. So, in this design with the water and the spawning platforms there, this is not original. None of this is original. It's sort of a hodgepodge of other designs that I've found on YouTube and just sort of cobbled together aspects that I liked about it. And, oh, very important, these 2 blocks have to be source blocks. If they're not, you will get a dead spot right here and it will clog things up. Also, having smooth walls is important. Not smooth stone, just, straight vertical walls. I had a recess in there and spiders would accumulate. So, something to take note of. And when I first started this thing, I could not get it to work at all. And what finally did it was torching the ground above this thing. Getting all the area around my base lit up. All the caves are lit up, it's just the surface wasn't lit up. And once I got that all lit, then things started spawning in here. It was a pretty easy setup, and these trapdoors, in case you don't know how the farms work, is they're there to make the mobs walk off the edge. They normally won't be inclined to walk off the edge if there is no trap door there. They see the hole there, and they will not pass through. They won't go, they just won't go off the edge. Trapdoors remedy that little issue. Okay, so I got all this good. Now, when you first get this thing going, mobs will spawn immediately, and it'll only be a few mobs, and then you won't have any for a while. It slowly starts working, but when it finally does, it starts working consistently. Every now and then, though, you do have to go clean it out. It'll start spawning a lot of bats, and rarely it will get a spider in there that will clog things up. Now that is awfully dark. The other didn't seem that dark. I think it's fine. I had to actually re-record a video because I was using the wrong nomenclature. I was calling it a mob spawner, which while accurate, is, I didn't want anybody to be confused with mob spawner as in the item. So we're going to call this a mob farm. Okay, so that is all 3 levels. And I have a little piston set up here. This is to keep the mobs from falling down. Just, real simple setup. It's 3 blocks up to the top there. They can't climb up that. And as I have said a few times, this thing takes a while to actually get started. So we're going to go ahead and ignore this for a little bit. Now as I'm working upstairs, that's when I start noticing things begin to spawn, begin to actually fall. No, we'll keep this. Now let's close it. Actually, I am going to make sure that I knocked out all these torches. Yes. Okay, that looks good. And what time of day is it? It is nighttime. When firing this thing up at night, often doesn't work right away. I think that there are some areas that are not completely lit up, and mobs would preferentially spawn outside. Oh, and as you can see at the top right, this is 1.8. This is not a relabeled video. This is on a server as well. And this thing works regardless of whether somebody is on or not. Well, what I mean is whether other people are on or not. So if there's a few other people on the server, it will still function. I'm going to go ahead and switch it to day. There we go. Because it seems to actually fire up a little better in the daytime. Oh, and I had to replace my door. I had a wooden door, and I kept coming up, and the door would be gone. I guess zombies were just taking down the door and walking away. And then I had a situation where a zombie actually broke the door, picked up the door, and walked down to where I was, and brought the door to me. And so I went up there, reinstalled the door. It happened again. So I said, it is time to upgrade. Went ahead and put in the iron door. I'm building this little shaft here. It goes all the way up to the surface. Really interfered with a lot of my farming operations and stuff. Which kind of... I'm not sure I'll keep that. I might not be building any levels higher. It certainly interfered with my wheat farm. I mean, this thing's right in the middle. And I did not build the bottom level of this thing. Yep, I hear a zombie. I didn't build the bottom of this thing exactly where it should. I'm going to go ahead and open this thing, because I don't think it's, kill height. Yeah, the fall. Because a lot of things land down here alive. Like that creeper. And also, if I keep those pistons retracted and I try to crush a mob and another mob falls on top of it, it'll start wandering around. And if it's creeper, half the time it'll end up blowing up. Well, got a little gunpowder. And zombies with armor, especially, they end up staying alive half the time when they hit. depending on what level they're coming from. Skeleton. So yeah, it is working, it is functional. It's not nearly as fast as it normally gets. Let's get in here and get out before a creeper comes in. Oh, and if a creeper falls and does not die when he hits the bottom and you are down there, it will not, there will be no delay with it blowing up. It will just hit the bottom and then explode. You have no warning, which is really inconvenient. And I really got to get this redstone kind of unified so that I can control the pistons from, you know, from down here, instead of having, and also instead of having to wander around to use a crusher. It'd be easier if I just had a few levers, a couple buttons or something. But as you can see, things are spawning and coming down here. I have a feeling this is just the still just the initial mobs, and not the steady flow that ends up happening after a while. You'll get a little dry spell with this design that lasts a little while, and then it starts to pick up. There's a creeper. He came from the bottom level. He's still alive. Let's go ahead and fix him right up. There we go. Mostly what I'm after here is arrows and gunpowder. And that just keeps things from walking up there. And did I close that? Yes, I closed that. Okay. Let's go back upstairs for a minute. And I'm going to... Now, spiders. They are the nemesis of this thing because it's a 2x2 little hole there, and the spiders seem to stick to the sides. See, now I got these pistons closed off, so things are just gonna sit in there. And let's go upstairs. I actually need a little bit of food. While I'm doing that, we'll just let mobs kind of accumulate. I think I'll just grab some bread. It's nice and simple. I'll use bread to harvest my wheat. Yeah, I got really tired of the intentionally mislabeled videos. It was just getting really frustrating. And there were some things on the forum that said to increase your render distance to at least 10 to get mobs to spawn. I don't know about that. I did not test that, and it seems to work for people to actually get them to work, but my render distance was already set to 12 and I couldn't get this thing to work. So I think the reason my particular one wasn't working is just because I didn't have my area lit up. So at nighttime, mobs preferentially spawn outside up on the surface and not spawn inside the mob farm. But it works pretty good now. I've got a lot of gunpowder out of this thing. Only had a few creeper accidents. They were some doozies. I learned the hard way that creepers explode immediately when they fall down there. If the fall doesn't kill them, they will just go boom. And I'm glad I got the thing all the way down at bedrock. Just wish I had made the first level a little bit higher. But on the bright side, it can be kind of used as an experience farm. With all the living things down there, as long as you have a efficient way of killing them. Okay, let's put some stuff away here. I'm carrying one piece of wood. I didn't know why I'm carrying one piece of wood. I got some big projects going on downstairs in the mine, and I would really like some gunpowder. I got a lot of bones too. That's good for all the farming I've been doing with trees and whatnot. Okay, so now I really gotta label these levels because I've changed my design or my floor plan here, and I keep getting lost when I get in a hurry. So let's do this, and we'll just go ahead and leave that open and see if anything actually came out the bottom. I suspect we've got our slowdown. Yep, the slowdown has begun. And we have spiders stuck up in there, but it will stay this way for a little while. And then things will begin to fall down. But don't get discouraged. It does work. It is just not an instant gratification kind of thing. It working for just a few minutes and then stopping can be a little bit of a put off for a lot of people, but that's just the way this thing works. Well, for me at least. I think I don't have the top area lit up as well as I need, or there's a couple of caves. I did find one cave that was not lit up, and that made a big difference. It was full of things. I'll show you what I got going on upstairs very briefly, and then I'll get down to that again. Whoa. I'm having a tiny bit of lag. Okay, I'm about to knock down this door. Seriously? Are you kidding me? Go away. Ah. Okay, you can see I have really torched this entire area. There's a little bit more work on that. Yeah, there's a little stairway down here. I know, I shouldn't be using a pick. Little stairway down here goes down to a newly discovered place, and I had to torch this place up because there were a lot of mobs spawning in there. So now that we've given that a couple minutes, and I do have a limited time to record, I will check on that. At this point, I doubt that there's going to be anything really down there yet. Let's go in, and I will reinstall the door. I probably won't be able to get into the door. Oh yeah, it says cookie. My place. Come on, open, open. Oh, oh, now you open? Oh, really? Okay, that door was working perfectly well earlier. Now, did I have this? Also, I think I may have been too far away for things to really be doing the thing. I hear a spider. Because I noticed if I am not close... Okay, that is open. If I'm not close, things, I guess, are not moving around. So I've got just a minute left. And so I will hang out here. There's part of our problem. Those things. Oh yeah, I've got a little bit of lag going right now. Oops. Are you kidding? There's a spider. Yeah, that does happen. Come on. Yeah, I got a tiny little bit of lag going. Oh. I am going to go ahead and call this video here. Zombie. I think my network is a little messed up right now. But anyway, that should give you some idea of how this thing works and that it does actually work. It is not without its flaws. But, yeah, that's my new toy. I will continue to make improvements on and keep you apprised of the situation. As always, stay safe out there. I'm Cookie, and goodbye.